In this video, I'm traveling to Copenhagen, the capital of my home country, Denmark. Although being a larger city, there's something uniquely intimate and cozy about Copenhagen. It's a rare combination and probably the reason why so many people love it here. In this travel series called Sustainable City Guides, I'll be exploring different cities throughout Europe and guide you to some of the best sustainable shopping experiences, hotels and restaurants. You'll find a public map in the description box down below of all of the places featured in this video, and many more. There's also a link to a more in-depth blog post that you can always go back to. In that way, I hope you'll find it easier to make the more eco-friendly choices next time you want to travel to one of these cities. So I am currently in Copenhagen. I am going to be staying here for 3 days. This video is going to be kickstarting my brand new sustainable travel series. So I am at the St. Petri Hotel in the very center of Copenhagen, and there's lots of things that I've mapped out that I want to see in this area. There's also a lot of things in like the eastern, the western and the northern part of Copenhagen that I've mapped out that I'm taking you guys along with me to explore. So here's the map that I told you guys about that I've made in Google Maps. So all of these green flags are actually both shops and restaurants that I want to visit while I'm here, all with this common sustainable approach. So I've actually made this very map public, so if you go over to that blog post that I mentioned before, you can follow that link that I've provided you with and then save all of these down to your own map. So the cool thing about this hotel, this very beautiful hotel that I'm staying in, is that they offer sustainable luxury. So they do a lot of things to kind of lower their impact. For example, they turn off the lights when they're not using them in the hallways. They have lowered their water pressure. They serve organic food. They do a whole lot of different things that are, easy to understand. I should probably just tell you guys that this is a complimentary stay, so the hotel is kindly letting me stay here free of charge. And yeah, this is really a beautiful hotel room. I'm going to show you in just a minute what it looks like. So since this is a luxurious kind of hotel, it's so nice. It's definitely worth a visit, I have to tell you guys. But if you're looking for something a bit more budget friendly, I will of course link a more budget-friendly option in that blog post that I just mentioned before, just in case you have a bit of a more tight budget. So this is where we walk in. We have a beautiful desk over here. I love these colors, by the way, the green and the gold details, very beautiful. Then we have a big bed over here. Just such a nice room, such great little details everywhere. And as you can see, they've kindly given me a room with a view over Copenhagen, which is just absolutely amazing. And then over here across from the room we have the bathroom. We can actually walk in over here. So in this part of the bathroom we have the toilet. And then in here we have a lovely bathtub, a sink, all that you need basically. I've already put out some of my stuff over here. And then you can walk through these 2 doors and then you're back inside of the room. This is so lovely. And the weather is really nice as well. It's actually been very rainy, so I guess I'm very lucky today. You never know with Denmark. Look at that view. Like I mentioned before, St. Petri is placed perfectly in the heart of Copenhagen, and there's lots of great sustainable shops and vegan restaurants within a walkable distance in this area. I headed out for some lunch and I ended up passing this cute little place called Cosmos K. Such a low-key, no-fuss kind of place, and the owner talked so passionate about healthy nutrition and mindful living. And the food was amazing. So I just finished my lunch at Cosmos K, which is an all vegan, gluten-free, organic little cafe very close to the hotel. I had their pizza slice. It's made with dehydrated bread as the bottom, so it's not really like a pizza. It's much healthier with salad and falafels and things like that on top. Really delicious. And I believe that he makes the bottom part, or like the bread, with leftover pulp from his juicer, which is amazing, I think. So if you're looking for a place to eat, kind of like a light lunch or something like that, then this is definitely a great place. It might come as no surprise to you that many Danish people use bicycles as their preferred type of transportation, and in all sorts of weather too. You can rent public bicycles all over the city, and it's actually often much faster to hop on a bike to get to your destination than to get stuck in traffic in a cab or bus. I just found out that you can actually rent a bicycle on the hotel for 160 kroners until tomorrow morning, and it's currently 4 o'clock, so I think it's for one day, 160 kroners, which is not too bad. So in true Copenhagen style, I'm gonna be taking a bike to a few of the shops before meeting up with my brother and his girlfriend at Souls in Østerbro later today, so let's go! And so I hopped on my bicycle and made a few stops at some of the shops in the city center from my map. Right next to Rundetårn, you'll find Märta's Natur. This shop is all about clean beauty, and they offer some of my favorite brands such as e-cooking skincare and the eco-certified makeup brand Mild. A little further down the shopping alley you'll find Orchid, which makes great basics you can love for many years, with a sustainable and ethical approach. In this area you'll also find one of my favorite secondhand shops, Episode, which is a chain that has several shops throughout Europe. You'll find lots of 90s inspired items in here, such as leather skirts, Levi's jeans and checked shirts. Really, there's lots of cute and charming secondhand stores you can lose yourself in this area, so if you like a good thrift hunt, then go crazy. I've saved some of my faves on the map. After exploring the center of Copenhagen, I hopped onto my bike and headed to Østerbro, the eastern part of Copenhagen, to meet up with my brother and his girlfriend for vegan dinner at Souls. Before that, I went into one of my favorite secondhand stores on Østerbro called Leopard. It's kind of a big shop and you can feel a bit overwhelmed by the amount of stuff you find in here, but if you take your time, you can really find some amazing things in here. So I have made it to Østerbro, which is the eastern part of Copenhagen, mainly because I'm picking up my brother and his girlfriend because we're gonna go out for dinner and they live just around the corner, but also because I wanted to check out a couple of the secondhand stores that's in this area. There's Lidköp that I just went into, which is a great secondhand store. There is one called Vintage 199, I think it's called. And then there's some regular just secondhand stores in this area. So if you want to go to this area, I definitely recommend that you rent a bike like I have, or if you can rent one of the electric scooters, which I might do tomorrow. So I might bring you guys along with me for the ride there as well. Just forgot to mention that I'm not wearing a helmet, which I always do when I'm riding my bike back at home, so I definitely need to check at the hotel if you're able to borrow a helmet, because I definitely recommend that you always wear a helmet if you're gonna go bicycling, especially in a city like Copenhagen. Feels kind of silly not to be wearing it, but I'll just have to be extra careful. Hej. Hej. Hej.
Hej.
Satans rhubarb.
Solburger.
Yes.
Det må måske vente tid.
Det gør ikke noget, tak. Det går. Den her bolle, den ser ret nice ud.
Så der.
Den smager sådan grillet. Og ja, det smager godt. After the most amazing meal at Souls, we agreed that we would have to come back for their breakfast menu some other time. I then hopped on my bike and headed back to the hotel after a great first day in sunny Copenhagen. Good morning, guys. So it's day 2 of my Copenhagen trip and it is currently 7:30, so that's why I still have a bit puffy eyes. I'm about to go down and have some breakfast at the hotel, so I'm gonna go down and check out the breakfast buffet. I am desperate for a cup of coffee and I'm actually starving, although I did have the best vegan burger I've ever had yesterday at Seoul's. It was so delicious. Like, even my brother, who's not a vegetarian or anything, he was surprised at how good it was. So definitely coming back for breakfast some other time. Really want to try out their breakfast as well. But yeah, before heading back out into the beautiful city of Copenhagen, I'm just gonna go down and have myself a great breakfast. So let's go. The hall at the hotel is so beautiful and it's a perfect place to have your breakfast and get a great start to the day. They offer a wide range of fresh organic food at the buffet and there's a little something for everyone there. So I'm back from a very delicious breakfast. I've just packed up all of my stuff and I'm ready to go out and explore. I have a couple of meetings today in some shops that I'm quite excited about sharing with you guys, especially this first one. I've been wanting to visit that shop for so long. I've been following them on Instagram and I can't wait to show you guys what it is. Before I leave, I just wanted to show you a little kit that I've made for myself, a little less waste kit, if you will. So I think we can all agree on that. Especially when we're on the go, we do create a lot of waste that we don't even think about, like takeaway, coffee cups, all sorts of single-use trash really. So I've made this little kit for myself. I also have a reusable shopping bag for when I go grocery shopping that I'm gonna be bringing with me as well. So I have a reusable coffee cup, my water bottle over here, which was a kind gift from the team at Westyear Collective. Then I have a little tin cup right here. This is lightweight, which is one of the reasons why I've brought this with me. It's from Organic Basics and you can buy it on their shop. I think this one will especially come in handy later today when I'm visiting a vegan ice cream bar called Nice Cream. And then I have a spoon right here as well. I have a fork and then I have a little linen bag right here to, you know, like croissants or any kind of baked goods, and then I have a reusable napkin as well. And it doesn't really take up that much space in my bag either. So I definitely recommend that you store this kit somewhere in your hallway near your bag so you can easily bring it with you when you're out and about. I'm definitely gonna remind myself to remember it myself so I can lower my impact even further and just in general create less waste when I'm out and about. I'm sure you'll quickly notice these public scooters located all over the city, and I decided to hop on one of these today. So the way it works is that you register your payment in the app and then you actually just scan the code right here. So as you can see, it says scan to drive. And we're ready to go. These electric scooters are quite a fun and enjoyable ride, and you can easily get from A to B all over the city on those in an eco-friendly way. And so I went to Nørrebro, the northern part of Copenhagen, to start my day there. So as you might be able to tell, it's a bit rainy today, but I made it. And I am on my way to Coco, which is a store that makes basically biker jackets in recycled leather, but they do other things in recycled leather as well, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm really excited to go check out their store.
For the record.
So I have made it to Coco, the Coco store, and it is amazing. I can't wait to try one of these classic biker jackets, but they have a lot of different things. They also have bags and dungarees. They have some t-shirts over here. They have some army jackets as well. Everything in recycled materials, which is amazing, especially if you're vegan and you don't want to buy an all-new leather jacket, I think this is a great alternative. Coco is a family-owned brand that makes items in recycled leather, like I just mentioned, and I've been following this brand on Instagram forever. Being able to finally check out their store was such a dream. And then this happened. I had to. After my little shopping spree at Coco, I went to Nice Cream to try out their vegan ice creams. Although it wasn't ice cream weather at all, I really wanted to try it. And I of course remembered to bring some things from my little less waste kit that I shared with you earlier that morning. So I am at Nice Cream right now getting a vegan ice cream. If you bring your own cup, you can get 10% off, which I think is very cool. It seems like a lot of the vegan restaurants are very ahead of the game with like waste, which I think is so cool. The restaurants that we've been eating at the other days, they had like straws that were made from like plant-based materials, so not plastic at all. And then Nice Cream are embracing the whole less waste movement, which I think is so cool as well. And this is so good. I feel like there's a big difference in vegan ice creams, and this is seriously the best vegan ice cream I've ever had. It's coconut based, but it doesn't taste too coconutty, if that makes sense. It just tastes like regular ice cream. So good. The last stop I made on Nørrebro before heading back to the hotel to have a short break was Res, which stands for Respect Resources. It is the coolest store, and it had all of my favorite sustainable clothing brands like Armed Angels and Veja. They even had Mild makeup there, so that's pretty cool. I really hope that if you go to Copenhagen, you pay this amazing independent store a visit. They also have menswear and baby clothing there, and there's a little something to suit any kind of style. I think I'm gonna go back to the hotel now and just to get a bit of a break before proceeding to Vesterbro. But definitely if you're in the area, there's a shop called Be Aware as well that should also have a lot of great sustainable brands, so I'll put that into the cart, but I don't have time to go check out the shop myself. But I put it into the cart and then you can just have a look yourself. But yeah, let's grab a scooter and get back to the hotel. So my timing in regards to coming back to the hotel for a little while couldn't have been better, because it's just absolutely pouring down outside. Wow. So I started my trip in the city center and Østerbro yesterday, went to Nørrebro today, and now it's time to finish up in the western part of Copenhagen, Vesterbro. I definitely recommend that you move through the different areas of Copenhagen the same way, whether you are on the hunt for sustainable shops or just want to see all of the cultural stuff. It just makes it a bit more manageable this way. On Vesterbro, I visited the bulk store concept Løsmarked, where the concept is that you bring your own reusable packaging to buy their organic groceries, and in that way lower your packaging waste like plastic. After that, I went back to the city center to the lovely fashion store called Another View. This store was another incredible experience, and they offer sustainable clothing, shoes, beauty bits, and more for the feminine woman. It's a quite unique experience, and I could have spent way more time in there just getting lost in this universe, something you'll never experience in the big high street chains. To wrap up my trip, I went to Simple Raw, also located in the city center, to get myself a vegan dinner. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed coming along with me to Copenhagen. Don't forget that the map with all the references can be found down below this video, along with lots of other details. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye guys!